Okay, so our project is Music Theory RPG, and Kainoa, this is Tracy. The first thing, the first main section that we worked on was the visual aspect of it. So we managed to get player character artwork done almost entirely, and then we have a few views of one of the NPC characters, the mentor who's kind of showing you along. And we've also brought the main character into a class that we can hopefully use to animate him a bit more dynamically than having to actually go through every possible sequence. So we have all the different body parts hooked up, and we're working on making them move exactly how we want them to do with just a command, so you can have it run fluidly. Other main aspect are the mechanics. We have the battle system for the most part entirely together, all the damage formulas and experience and all the annoying background, everything is put together. And we have user input, so the player can select their attacks and that punch and everything. We'll have a demo showing that in a minute. We have the overworld again. You can just walk around and interact with various enemies, and which the enemies do have their own fairly simple AI at the moment. So what we're going to be working on, what's left now, the important one is the score, the MIDI input, having recognizing piano key input, which should not be any more complicated than a keyboard input, but it's a very integral part of the system, so that's our next step. And then alongside that is enemy AI. Everything else is just making it look nicer, artwork, animations, background art, and integration of all of it. So that's what we have left. I do have a demo of what we have so far that seems to be reacting very strangely. Oh, because you can't see the other half of the screen that actually has and then if I could move it higher up, then I could show you all of the attacks and things.
So much is happening.
Yeah, here we're in the overworld right now. We touch the enemy, he starts back, and then battle mode like this starts. You can pick. There's a nice menu for this, I promise. It's just at the bottom of the screen.
So how about, I don't hear any music. I thought there will be something new, there will be some music.
There will be, that's actually really easy to put in. We know how to do that.
Okay.
Then you can pick your attacks. We just put in random placeholder things at the moment. It attacks them, they die. And then you go back to overworld. And then if you touch them again, battle starts again. There's, at the moment, you can attack, you can use an item, you can guard, and you can run. It'd be a lot easier to show it if the screen was smaller. Yeah.
How does the music theory teaching part of the contents?
That's the next step. This is just at the moment we have the actual RPG elements for the most part entirely in place. So what should be happening when I pick one of these attacks is it would play a sequence of notes and then you have to play it back. That's what I was talking about before with the MIDI input. So that's our next step. Hopefully within the next week or two, we should have that functioning entirely.
What source is planned to be used for MIDI input?
There's MIDI keyboards. Alternatively, we could also code it so that you could use just your standard keyboard because not everybody has MIDI MIDI keyboards on them.
So translating the keyboard to MIDI events and then that to input?
Well, a lot of like music programs out there already have like a standardized like set of keys that
Okay.
look kind of similar in like the shape to like an actual keyboard, and it covers about like a little bit over an octave of the keys, so it should work. And it just basically, you would probably just tell the computer, when I press this key it means this note,
Okay.
and then it would just
The only thing to think about there is you wouldn't get any velocity information, but if you're not using that anyway.
Velocity is not too important to music theory. That's more for
Right.
like actual playing it for the musical
Right.
effect.
What do you use as your graphics?
Hiding. This is not our final.
I think it's a great thing because I'm just interested.
So, I would talk with Polly Oliveras. I think I might have mentioned about her. She's a professor in the MPAC. She has done a lot of work with people with the handicap, and see whether your program could be used by those people, and see whether you have greater avenues for your work.
Yeah, that's a fantastic project.